All this week on Local 4 Live, we have focused on the upcoming primary election. So yesterday, I spoke with the Detroit City Clerk, Janice Winfrey, and earlier in the week, Nick Monticelli spoke with Oakland County Clerk, Lisa Brown. Let's look at what people are voting on. On August 5th, voters in these cities will be narrowing down the pool of candidates as they pick a new mayor. So we are talking Detroit, Pontiac, Southfield, Dearborn Heights, Hamtramck, also Taylor. Then there are those millages, and that brings a lot of people out to vote in these communities. Livonia asking voters to decide on a $150 million bond for a new police station, library, and also some park upgrades. In Northville, voters are being asked to renew a fund for schools. So that's what we're talking about now. Joining us right now is the Superintendent of Northville Public Schools, R.J. Weber. And this, you're smiling,
Hi.
So that's good, right?
It's good to see you.
I was going to say, are we stressed? Because
No.
this is a hard time, obviously, for all school districts. When you're dealing with dollars, you're dealing with everyone, trying to balance their budgets and Lansing. But even at that, it's the timeline. Schools, you're right around the corner.
Absolutely, and really coming off the fact that our own state legislature couldn't meet their statutory mandate for a July 1st budget, these types of votes around communities around Michigan are important. And in Northville, what we have is a sinking fund renewal. So what a sinking fund is, really think of it as a rainy day fund for your house. We cannot use monies in a sinking fund or a bond to pay for anything but infrastructure. So things like safety, cameras for the district, roofs, parking lots. Imagine our high school alone is 400,000 square feet. So imagine your house.
Right.
And something comes up where, oh my gosh, you need a new roof. And then you look at your bank accounts, what do? Fortunately, our community has supported us since 2011 with the sinking fund. We have that renewal coming up on August 5th.
Talk to me about what you're fighting against in terms of concerns. Obviously, folks, no one ever says, hey, raise my hand. Yeah, I want to pay more taxes. Sure. But at the same time, there is an acknowledgement that infrastructure really in the whole state needs help.
Thank you.
But what are you fighting against in terms of trying to convince those, I'm not sure if I would vote that way?
To make sure, I really do believe that we've been very good stewards of the money in Northville, but just making sure that we hold our end of the bargain, that when a community chooses to contribute to their community public schools, that we are excellent stewards of that money, and I believe we've shown that since 2011. And I think every district in the state really endeavors and attempts to show appreciation, to use that money wisely, and to make sure our kids are taken care of.
Let's go small. I like examples.
Sure.
Because I think people can relate. So let's talk about, give me a couple of examples that you're just like, oh gosh,
sure.
I didn't.
So we just did a video. If you go to our website at Northville Public Schools, you'll see it showing the difference between a bond and a sinking fund. So a bond is one where you go for maybe every 5 years and major things like you're building a building or you're adding onto a building. A sinking fund, here's your example. So Winchester Elementary School in Northville needed a new roof. That's a $700,000 spend. We were able to use the sinking fund dollars that our community voted for to go ahead and replace that roof. You never know when something like that is going to happen, but I would believe that none of us want our kids dodging buckets in a hallway because there are leaks in the roof.
How much money left right now in sinking fund?
So right now, the proposal would be about $4 million a year that it would raise. So sinking funds, typically, it depends on the district, but go anywhere from $3.5 to $4 million a year over the course of a 5 or a 10-year ask each year. And that money is used again to augment and to help us with things like instructional technology. As technology is changing, we may need to procure more Chromebooks for students, things like that. Security, unfortunately, is an issue.
Is security falls in sinking fund?
It does.
Oh,
so things like cameras, secure vestibules, and when I was coming up in education years and years ago, this was something that communities and superintendents didn't even have to think about spending money on.
Right, and it is a huge budget. You've got the cameras, you've got the security.
Absolutely.
You've got the,
When we talk to parents, one of the biggest questions they have for me is, what are you doing, RJ, to keep my kids safe? And what the sinking fund allows us to do is I can look them in the eye and say, well, we have 4K cameras here. We have secure vestibules here. We've been able to invest that money in making sure the kids are indeed safe.
What if that doesn't pass? What do we do?
Sure. So if it doesn't pass,
gotta have a plan, right?
So if it doesn't pass, unfortunately, what that does, it means that we have to go into our general fund that pays for the instructional components. We're a people business, $100 million a year organization in Northville. 83% of our money goes towards people, whether they're custodians, bus drivers, teachers, what have you. If the sinking fund money isn't there, then we have to dip into our general fund to do that, which means that directly impacts instruction of children. Not in a good way.
No, it doesn't. Let's talk about average homeowner, average person. How much is that going to cost them?
So the mill rate that we have right now is, let me see, I've got my notes here, is a 0.9357 mill rate. I want to say it's about $200 a year.
Okay.
If you're looking at the average home price in Northville.
Right. How are you feeling about it?
I feel
What's
good.
The feedback in
We've
terms
worked
of where
really
you
hard on it.
Feel voters are going.
I think the community in Northville has been exceptionally supportive of bonds and sinking funds, and I'm eminently grateful for that. I feel that our community understands that many people move to Northville because of the schools.
Right.
So with that said, people typically support these type of efforts because they're families who sought out Northville for that. Also, what we do know about communities is strong schools increase home value. So that is a benefit even if you don't have students in the schools. Having high quality schools increases your home value, which is, I think, the bottom line for many homeowners.
Off topic, what's the one fun, super cool, great thing going to happen in Northville schools this school year that we need to keep our eyes out for? I always love this
I'm going
one
to tease this, actually.
Yeah.
It'll be coming up at a board meeting that's coming up, but we're really excited to be, we're going to be one of the very first districts, maybe the first that I know of, that is going to really focus on the mental health and well-being of our students who are in extracurriculars, fine arts, athletics, and so on. And I'm going to be a proud superintendent here. We are a community public school district, and our students and coaches have earned 10 state championships in the past 3 years. However, the pressure that comes with that, the expectation, the play that we did last spring was the highest grossing play we've ever had. These kids put so much time into it. So our team is developing a program to provide supports for the kids and the families. And of course, later on, when I can make it super public, I'd be happy to be with you and tell you more about it.
I like this. This is good. This is a good story. So we're gonna do something on that.
I hope so.
All right, we will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, we're shaking hands.
Yeah,
we're
be
official
well.
there.
Yeah,
Good
thank
to
you.
see you.
Bye-bye.
All right.